Dear Christians, please, I have some questions for you. I really want to be, at least you guys to try to convince me. Make a better point. If you think I'm not making much points, or you think I'm not making enough sense, you make some sense. Bring your points. Let's debate. Let's have a debate. Because every day, I always do my findings. I do my research. I've read the Bible, like I said before, so many times. Now, the story of the woman in the Bible, which turned to a pillar of salt, which is Lot's wife. I want to ask you this. Who find out that she turned into a pillar of salt? How did they get to find out that she turned into a pillar of salt? Because there were many that were walking. And no one, they were all instructed not to look behind. The moment they look behind, they will turn to a pillar of salt. And unfortunately, according to the Bible, the only person who looked at her back was Lot's wife, and she turned into a pillar of salt. That one is very clear. Now, my question is, how did they find out that she will turn into a pillar of salt? Because they never told them at the beginning that when you look at your back, you turn to a pillar of salt. So how did they find out that this woman has turned to a pillar of salt? Because nobody actually look at the woman after she turned into a pillar of salt. Because if anyone has looked behind, that same person would have turned to a pillar of salt. Now, my question is, how did they find out? How did they find out? Then that is one. To further tell you that this your God, this Bible God, does not exist. I will continue to hit this. He doesn't exist. If you believe that this God exists, don't come here to insult anybody. Make your point. Prove it. I work with proof. I don't work with just mere words. I no longer think in that daft way that they program me to think. You just tell me think like this, I will just be thinking like that. No, that's why I have brain. I'm using my brain. I came into this world with my own brain, so I must think with my brain. Now, if they said God created heaven and earth, at what time did God create hellfire? Hellfire, like the Bible called it. At what time did God create hellfire? Can someone give me the verse in the Bible? At what time did God create hellfire? Then lastly, they said God lives in heaven. My question now to you Christians is, where was God living before he created heaven? If he lived in heaven, it means they said God created heaven and earth. It means before he created heaven and earth, the heaven and earth was not in existence. So where was he living before he created heaven and earth? Christians, don't tell me that I need a spiritual understanding to understand this. Answer this question. Don't think the way you have been programmed to think. Give me a proper answer to these questions. These questions are very important because I have so many people reading and watching everything here. Answer, you are not only answering me, you are answering everybody that is reading. Explain this whole thing because I have more questions that I would really love to ask you guys. But firstly, let's stop here first. If you are able to answer this, then I will proceed. At least try to win a soul for your God. If you are able to win this my soul for your God will be very happy. I believe you know what I mean. I await your response at the comment section. Please drop your message at the comment section.